this stage, what you want to do is make sure that you are looking at the skull and you're defining the bones, little pushes and pulls, but you want to make sure to look at your face from every angle and make sure you've got really good reference. Make sure that your 3/4 reference is good. You're defining the eye cavity well. Your cheekbones, they're catching the light appropriately. You can go in here and turn edges to further define the light, how the light is hitting it. Go right down here to turn and turn on your edge faces option, and get right in here and turn some edges to see how those will interact with the light. And if you're working as I am, where 1/2 of your model is an instanced version, you can see very quickly how that light is going to change when you turn the edges. So if I turn this edge, it's not as nice, not as accurate as I want it to be. Just checking to see how the light is being captured by your skull. You want to make sure to get real accurate high points to catch the light, the fullness in the muscles around the mouth where they should be, and concave surfaces of the skull where they should be. If you're doing a female, it's less attractive to have a hollow cheek in here, more attractive to have just a nice soft cheek through here. But you can still define the high point and low point of the cheekbone back here, and of course the eye socket. So we're getting a little bit closer. I'm going to go ahead in and further define the ear, and then strip these polygons out of the eye and create the eyeball. Alright, I'm just working on the eye, creating a tear duct in here as light mesh as possible, and this will be these 3 polygons here will be the beginning of the fleshy part of the eye in here. Those will remain and these will go when the eyeball is created. We can get a shape of a tear duct in here, and this needs to be cleaned up, this area in here. We can begin seeing the fruits of our labor here. It's very tedious work trying to start a new mesh. Alright, so I'll continue and we can begin putting the eyeball in. We'll remove these in here and detach these to a different object, and we can create a sphere. So I think probably 12 segments would be good. Alright, so we install that in the eye. Go back here and delete those. Now when you're placing the eye, you'll notice as I move this up and down, we could get someone who looks very tired, or by moving it this way we could get somebody who looks maniacal. but what we want to do is place that in the center of the eye socket so that we know, what's going right there, that it's the eyeball is in the correct place. So when we rig that and start animating it, it will look correct. We want to build the expressions with the actual fleshy part, the eyelids. So I think I have pretty accurate positioning on that. We'll just go to wireframe to check that. And I can see that with my positioning, I have a little bit more work to do on the eyelid shape to make sure that it's accommodating the eyeball the way that it should. Pushing and pulling some more. The next thing I want to show you is how I actually construct the eyeball. There's two parts to this eyeball, and I'll just go ahead and hide everything that's just not selected so that we can put this alone. Alright, so what we're going to do first of all is turn that to editable poly, and I'm going to grab these back parts of the eye and just delete those because we won't need them. This front part of the eye, there's actually two that we're going to be using. The first one is this one. The next one we make, and I'm going to simply make it by holding my shift key down and creating a copy. Okay, you can see that one lives right inside. It's a little too small, so we'll take it back up. The outer shell is going to be transparent for the most part, so that it can be the reflective surface. It has a high specularity on that, and it also has some modeling that's going to go right in here to be able to portray the lens on the top of the eye and get good specularity shape. I struck say shape on that. So the first thing I'll do is go ahead and add an edge loop in here with the tool called Swift Loop. You can see how quick and easy that is. And I'm just going to take that new edge loop and pull it back slightly so that I can get a real obvious shape there. And what I'm going to do is add another loop. With the loop option. It does not like polar surfaces, so I'm just going to put another one right here. And then I'm going to grab the edges of this one by holding my shift key down, and I'm going to scale these in. Okay. And just get that point off there. Okay. Alright, I think that will be a pretty good surface for our eye. Strong point there. So we will go ahead and hide that. Call it eye, ball, exterior. Alright. Alright, now for the inside of the eye, I'm going to do generally the same thing, but I'm going to have the iris give a concave shape to it so that it, when it's lit properly with a different smoothing group, it really catches the light in here as a real eye would. So just same way we did with the other, we're going to create an exterior ring to give that some shape in the iris, and since it won't take one at the polar surface, I'm going to simply grab the internal edge, shift key down, grab the entire ring, and now what I'm going to do is scale that down. Alright. And I'm going to move that in. And then what I'm going to do is take these surfaces and extrude that into a pupil. And then I'm going to those for the time being. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to pick the iris and I'm going right down here to create a different smoothing group for those. Alright, so you can see now, catching the light, turn the edges off, catching the light as you would expect a normal eye to do. Alright, so that is the beginning of our eye, and in the next capture we'll put that all together with a couple of quick materials and see how that works.